Hello, welcome to another Ready and Roll video. Today sucks because once again Games Workshop have decided that there's going to be another price rise. From the 6th of October they're going to be raising their prices 4%, and they don't need to do that. Why don't they need to do that? Because they're an industry fucking leader in tabletop games. They don't need to fucking do it, but they are. So fuck Games Workshop. But that's not what this video is about. This video is inspired by a video Kirioth put out today, which is how I found out about this. So I will be tagging that video. I will be tagging Kirioth, the wonderful human being they are, in the title of this video, and I will also link the video they made talking about alternatives to Warhammer. And also, I won't be talking about any of the games Kirioth mentioned, because you should, I think if you're already into tabletop games, you probably watched Kirioth already. So yeah, I've got, I think, 7 games here with me. I will say they're mostly skirmish games. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, 7 games with me. I do have more games to talk about, but I wanted to keep it to games that are relatively easy to get hold of and games that I own. So I guess I could have included some of the Osprey Blue books too. But anyway, I'm gonna just, no in particular order beyond this is the pile as it sits in front of me. So first off is Carnivale. This is a game by TT Combat. I'm fairly sure I've made at least one video on every single one of these games too. So yeah, there will be videos to hunt down on the channel if you want more, as well as across YouTube, obviously. Anyway, Carnivale is a skirmish game. Like I said, most of these games are set in, I want to say 1790s Venice. It's definitely Venice. I just want to check the date. Yeah, so current era of Carnivale is 1795, 1796. So late 18th century. I fucking love this game. It's fast paced. It's nippy. It's really, really quite deadly as well, and I love that. Games normally take about, I've had games as short as 45 minutes, and for bigger games maybe 1 or 2 hours. So it's really quite a good game. You can climb buildings, jump off buildings. I once used a mini called a Pilferer, whose only real job is moving around the board. They're basically the mini you use if you need to get an objective from one side of the board to the other. I used that mini, even though they had almost no real combat ability, to drown a man. Because it's set in Venice. There's lots of canals on the board, so you could fully drown people and be drowned yourself. So yeah, and like, I think you can see that. Yeah, the artwork for this game is fucking beautiful, and I love it. So yeah, like I say, this is Carnivale from TT Combat. Also from TT Combat, Drop Zone Commander. This is a epic scale game, so if you're familiar with 40k epic or What's the Horus Heresy epic scale game called? I can never remember. I just call it Mini Heresy. That's going to bug me. Something Imperialis, I want to say. Anyway, it's a 6mm scale game. So yeah, there's this. It's great. I've only played one game of it so far. But I had fun with it, even though it was sort of kind of hard to get my brain around things. But yeah, Drop Zone Commander's solid. As is Dead Zone. One of the few games I'm showing off where we actually have a battle report on the table on the channel. So yeah, there's a battle report for this that I filmed. I want to say like March time, March or April. I want to say maybe. I can't remember whether it was before or after Salute. It might have been after Salute. I can't remember. Anyway, skirmish, sci-fi skirmish game. Corporate shitheads have taken over the galaxy, and there's aliens and rat people. It's really easy to get into because the minis are quite cheap. They're not quite to the quality of Games Workshop minis, but you're paying like half the price for a box of minis. Like a box of 10 minis for Dead Zone costs like 25-30 quid at max. Whereas if you wanted that sort of thing for 40k, you'd be paying 40, 50, sometimes even 60 quid. So yeah, it's good, it's cost effective. And the starter sets are only like 70, 80 quid. Now we're getting into a couple really deep cuts, I think. So, Spectre Operations. I love this book. It sort of lives in my bag at this point because I like reading through it. Ultra-modern skirmish game, think sort of 1980s up until right now. And it also works for like near future sci-fi, I'd say, as well. Like it won't do laser guns too well unless you botched things together and homebrewed it. But if you wanted to do like Elysium, the movie Elysium, or some cyberpunk stuff, I think you do quite well with this as well. Again, you might have to homebrew some things to make that work, but I think it could work. That's what I'm saying. We also have, I think, one of the more recent games I featured on this channel, Dead Man's Hand. This is for the cowboy fans, the Western fans in the audience. Again, like I say, all of these are skirmish games, but this is one of the easiest games I've actually read recently. It's quite simple. I haven't got around to playing it yet, but I hope to. It's really good, I think. And the starter set's a good price. There's an unboxing of that on the channel. As there is also for Halo Flashpoint. Now, you do have to buy one of the starter boxes to get this big, so I almost think unnecessarily big rulebook. I'd like it if they did a sort of revised rulebook at this point, because even though we're only less than a year into this game, I think the rules and things have been added and changed that sort of require a bit of an update already, which is a bit of a problem. But I do enjoy this game. I want to do more with it. I really want to pick up the Feet First into Hell box, which is ODST themed. But yeah, this is by far the smallest model count game on the list, I think, because it's 4 Spartans or 4 elites, which is great. Much like it runs on the same rule set, or at least a modified version of the Dead Zone rule set. So if you played Dead Zone, you know fairly well what's going on here, and if you play this, that fucking words. You know fairly well what's going on in Dead Zone. And also, if skirmishing isn't your bag, but you still want to try out the Dead Zone minis, there's also not Warpath, Firefight. That's the one. Firefight is a mass battle game similar to Warhammer 40k. So if you want that big battle scale in your life, then Mantic have you covered there as well. They also have fantasy versions, even though it's more rank and flank Warhammer the Old World / like Warhammer Fantasy Battles. Speaking of fantasy, the only fantasy I guess you could technically call Carnivale fantasy. But apart from that, we have Forbidden Psalm, which is also a really, really, really good book. It's simple to learn. Like if I go 1, 2, yeah, like the rest of this book is just scenarios and like extra rules and some art and photos and things you can photocopy if you want standees. The rest of that book is rules and how to make your warband, which means the rules are 44 pages long, and that's including like some extra random encounters and stuff like that, and also how to create a warband. So the actual playing of the game side of things is like 20 pages long probably. So yeah, there's also a miniature agnostic game, so you can just pick up the minis that you like and have fun with them. So yeah, that's the 7 games I have in front of me / on my shelf that I think are a good alternative to Warhammer. Hope you enjoy that. I have a couple honourable mentions that I want to bring up, that I want to get into but don't have in front of me, so I don't know fully how well they run. Moonstone, for one thing, by... can't remember the publisher's name. Goblin King Games, that's the one. Thank you, brain. So Moonstone by Goblin King Games is great. You can play that game with as few as 4, maybe even 3 minis. I don't know how well that would work. I've only played it with 4. Right up to 6 minis, which is not a lot. That's 2 boxes. You can get your, I think they call it a troop in Moonstone. You can get your troop for 6 minis, which could be as few as 2 boxes, or if you split the starter set with a friend, you could even get you could get 2 troops and a 3 model box for like £100 maybe, or definitely less than £100 if you bought the old starter set, which is still valid because they haven't changed edition. They just wanted people to have options, which is why Goblin King games are great. Other honourable mentions are, as I mentioned at the start of this video, Osprey Games Blue Books and Osprey Games in general are superb. You've got stuff like Gaslands. That's the main one off the top of my head, Gaslands. I played that March time, I want to say, for the first time ever, even though that's been on my radar for years now. And it's chaos. It is utter fucking chaos, and it's great. Yeah. Look at Osprey Games. They do some great games across so many genres. I'm just trying to think. the Great for Now Games folks do some good games. Test of Honor, which is feudal Japan skirmish. There's 0200 Hours, which is like World War II movies, like Get In, Get Out, Great Escape type stuff. And the most recent one is Guards of Traitor's Toll. So, yeah, I think that's it for honourable mentions. Just, yeah. Google just miniature agnostic games and you'll find something that's up your alley. I'm sure you will. Because as much as Kirioff said in his video, Games Workshop want you to think that they are the be-all and end-all, not just of miniatures, but of tabletop games. They're fucking not. They never fucking will be. So don't let them think that. Go out there and play some fucking games. Have fun. Roll loads of crits. Take care. Fuck me. Take care of each other. First and foremost. And see you in the next one.